then what I do is that I take that Kindle book and I turn it into a PDF that I then give to my LLM. And I will say, whichever AI I'm using, I will say, here's a book I've just finished reading. And I want to go through this book from the perspective of what can I apply to my life? What is usable by me? What habit or behaviors do I want to shift by applying what I've learned in this book? And so here's an example of this. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Now, I've read this book multiple times over my life, and there are 7 things around personal leadership that he defined in this book. And you can take any book that this applies to you, any kind of leader that you see that there is something in their life that you maybe read in the page that you want to apply and then turn into a habit in your life. And so if I take this, you can see the first 3 habits around independence are be proactive, begin with the end in mind, and put first things first. Right? So I take those and then I take those into, and let's just say I take the first one, be proactive, and I say, listen, I'm working through the 7 habits of highly effective people. This is what I'll say to my AI. And I'm on the habit of be proactive. What I would like you to do is ask me 20 questions around how being proactive should apply to me in context of my life, but also referencing the kind of architecture of being proactive that Stephen Covey talks about. And so then I can riff a whole thing that now takes this concept, be proactive, and hyper-personalizes it to me. And then out of the back of that, I can say, okay, now with that, I would like that to become a habit in my life. What would a habit for me? You know how habits work with me, because, I've been working with LLM for some time and other applications. What is going to be the best way to turn this into a habit that I want to make part of my life? So I've made the decision I want this habit, right? I'm not giving that over to the LLM to decide. And then I go through that process of 20 questions, highly applicable to me, and then come up with a pattern of how I can incorporate this into my life. And I can then go through, begin with the end in mind. What would that look like? Now, you might find Covey's not your author, and it might be that you've got Atomic Habits, for example. You could take Atomic Habits, one of the most popular books of modern times, feed that into your LLM and say, hey, understand me in context of this book, and go, how can these leadership secrets that come out of Atomic Habits and forming habits that really transform my life, how could they apply to me? And so taking any number of these, you can work through the books, authors, etc. that you like and start implementing the leadership principles and personalize it to you.